Hi and welcome to another video from the Intelligent Auto channel. It's been a while, I'm sorry, I've been busy. This car was brought into me from another workshop to diagnose a fault. The customer complaint is the car will cut out, and on the driver display will then display faults for ABS, DSC and gearbox. The car won't restart, you've got to leave it a while before it does restart. The workshop it's come from, they are a gearbox specialist, an automatic transmission specialist, and they were concerned that there may be a communication fault with the car between engine module and gearbox, ABS and gearbox. So they brought it down to us today to see if we can find out the root cause of this issue. It's a 2011, it's a Jaguar XF, it's a 3-litre diesel. So first of all, what we'll do is, as ever, we'll confirm the customer complaint. So first of all, we're going to start the car up. And as you can see, the car's now running, so we'll leave it running for a bit until it pegs out on us. Right, the car's now cut out. I'll just try and start it. And again. We'll leave it a bit. It cuts out on it again. Thing's making a fling liar of us. Right, the car's just cut out. I'm just going to try and restart it. Oh, it's started again. It's playing fully funny buggers. There we go. It's cut out. DSC not available. Gearbox fault. Adaptive dynamics fault. So this is what the customer is complaining about. So we'll try for a restart again there now. And it won't restart. Oh, that's away again. That's cut out again. So the car just cut out on us there before, so I'm now plugging in using SDD, which is the Jaguar Land Rover dealer tool, to find out what faults we have logged with it. Just done a global scan of the car, and as you can see, anywhere where there's a little orange eye means there's something stored. So we'll go to the DTC list. And we'll have a look here. Straight away, top of the list there. Crankshaft position sensor A circuit range performance. That's in the PCM. In the ABS we have invalid data received from engine control. In the GSM we have invalid data from transmission control module. GSM invalid data received from ABS. And GSM again invalid data received from suspension control. And the SUMB
invalid data received from engine. In the transmission control, invalid data received from engine control. And PCM again, transmission control system malfunction indicator requested. TCM again, transmission control. We have a J1422 DTC P1707, don't know what that means, look it up. And then in the GSM, invalid data from transmission, and in the PDM, rear door, not really worried about that. The one that's putting the light on is this one here, where the light bulb is. Invalid data received from engine control module, powertrain control module. So, what we've got down here, that's an old session. So, relevance to the fault 100%. It's in the PCM, transmission control system malfunction indicator lamp requested. This is why it's cutting out. So, as I say, this car came from another garage. The garage that it came from, they're a transmission specialist. The reason the car was probably taken there is because when it does cut out, it comes up with a gearbox fault on the dashboard. The standout fault for me here is the crankshaft position sensor air circuit range of performance. If the crankshaft position sensor fails to work, the engine will cut out, and then it will, when you try and restart it again, it will just crank and crank and crank. So I think the next thing to do is we'll get the oscilloscope on the crank sensor and have a look at the signal from the crank sensor, maybe run the vehicle until it cuts out again, and then we'll be able to see what's happening with that crankshaft position sensor. So note there's another light bulb there. Invalid data received from engine control module, powertrain control module. Again, there's a warning coming up for the ABS system when this car cuts out as well. So let's hook the scope up to the crank sensor and see what the crank signal looks like. So there we are, we're hooked up to the crank sensor, and there's the crank position sensor signal. Put a bit more time across the screen. So again, we'll let it run until it cuts out, and then crank it and see if that signal still exists when we crank it. So there we are, we're hooked up to the crank sensor, and there's the crank position sensor signal. Put a bit more time across the screen. So again, we'll let it run until it cuts out, and then crank it and see if that signal still exists when we crank it. Right, I'm now going to try and restart it. As you can see, there was no crank signal there. Let's go back. Nothing. So, confirmed, the fault with this car is not a gearbox fault, it's not a communication fault, it's actually a crank sensor fault. So, it looks like it's going to need a new crank sensor. So, this is another example of don't follow the fault codes. You've got to look at all the fault codes, not just the ones that kind of stand out. Just got to say this car was brought to me from a garage who does gearboxes. The reason the car was taken to them is because on the dashboard it was coming with gearbox fault. The true fault for this vehicle is the crank position sensor is breaking down when the engine starts to warm up. The faults aren't actually communication faults between the transmission and engine control, or engine control and transmission. What the fault is saying is that the data from the engine control to the transmission control is not there. It's not seeing the engine speed signal. The
gearbox needs to see an engine speed in. So hope you found this one interesting. Thanks for watching, and get down in the comments section, comment on the video, hit the bell for notifications. You can find us on Facebook as well. I'll put a link in the description. So yeah, thanks for watching.